That process has been 10 years. We started doing pop-ups in Los Angeles literally 10 years ago to this date. And it's something like opening a storefront now is something that we've always wanted to do. But it was just like waiting for the right moment and waiting for the right time in the brand. And that came through, we tested a lot of things with retailers. So we would build shopping shops in the retailers like Selfridges, Harrods, Harvey Nichols, those type of guys. And we would kind of figure out what the concept was and how we wanted the clothes to look and what the actual DNA of the brand looked like before we wanted to open our own store. So this really is a manifestation of what we've done through all them stores over the past few years. It feels amazing. Like this was always a dream back then, and something that we'd always talked about, whether it's on podcasts or interviews. Like Los Angeles is the place we wanted to be, and that's now where we're opening our first store. So it kind of feels surreal, but also it's like it is the right time for us to do this. No, there is definitely elements of our upbringing, our hometown, and like what we are as a brand, and we'll never lose that DNA. I just think we kind of cross over between that Southern California and that British look, which is kind of a unique selling point for us because a lot of the British brands all look very same, and a lot of the California brands all look very similar. So we're a good crossover there. Yeah, it's so interesting, and even like me and John being here, we've seen so many different subcultures within these little, like what you think is one culture over here when you're over in the UK, but you come here and there's so many different aspects to everything. So it's so good being involved with it all. Yeah, I think, look, us being based here now, me and John moved out here nearly 6 months ago, and we've started developing a team here, and we built a bit of a showroom out in the house that we're in. So we're always seeing so many different clients come through, whether it's stylists or athletes or musicians, and it's interesting to see like what pieces they pick up compared to what we would sell back in the UK. So there's definitely a different mix of interest in different like types of garments, and we'll really lean into that with this store because we can offer like special makeup units where there's only five of one leather jacket, and like we have a little exclusive collection that'll only be in this store. We don't want to stay flat, and we don't want to look the same every single season. Um, like in any fashion house, they'll always bring in a new creative director every couple years and refresh the way a brand looks. So for us to be able to do that consistently and always evolve the way the brand looks is something that we're really bought into. We've always been inspired by Southern California. Like even as kids, me and my brother growing up, like we would watch the American TV shows, we would skate, we would surf, we were so into like this lifestyle. We just didn't have it where we were based, and we looked very different to everyone like that we grew up with, and that led us to coming here 10 years ago. And since then, really, the clothes have always had a bit of California in the DNA, just because we'd spend so much time here. So you'll notice it run through the color palettes and the way the jersey's cropped and just different design details that we'll find around the city because we would come here for inspiration and we'd find all the vintage garments that we would take back, use in the factories in Portugal, take them out to Italy and like try and recreate what we'd found here and do it at a mass scale for ourselves. Back in 2019, 2020, me and my brother really got into our health and fitness more, and we were training a lot more. So we would be buying garments from Nike and Lululemon, and we wouldn't like the way that would fit or feel on us because we were so used to the shapes and silhouettes that we'd use and represent. So we kind of noticed there was a gap for this kind of streetwear looking activewear, and I wanted to develop a collection just based on that wasn't solely Represent. I didn't want it to just be an activewear collection by Represent and see how it did. I wanted to make it a full arm of the business where it could stand on its own. It could be its own store. It could be in our store. It could eventually become gyms. It could become a whole lifestyle. And that's what birthed 247. We originally started with one pant, and then it became shorts, and then it became a whole collection.